Hey everyone, it's Pat back again with another episode of The Crypto Guys. In this video, we're going to be talking about Ethereum gas fees. So before getting started, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for future updates. As always, this is not financial advice, and we always suggest to do your own due diligence before investing in any type of cryptocurrency. But with that being said, let's get started. The first question you're going to want to ask yourself is, what is gas and how does it relate to Ethereum? Gas refers to the charge or pricing value necessary to successfully complete a transaction or execute a contract on the Ethereum blockchain platform. Priced in small fractions of the cryptocurrency Ether, ETH, commonly referred to as GUI, and sometimes also called nano-ETH, the gas is used to allocate resources of the Ethereum virtual machine, EVM, so the decentralized applications, such as smart contracts, can self-execute in a secure but decentralized fashion. The actual price of the gas is decided by supply and demand between the network's miners, who can deny to process a transaction if the gas price does not match their threshold, and users of the network who desire processing power. We now know what gas is, but what is a gas fee, and how does it work? To be clear, gas fees have nothing to do with the consumption of liquid fuel or the environmental impact of mining, despite the terms given to them. Miners are compensated in some way for entering transactions into the blockchain or for carrying out those transactions. You can think of it as the gratuity you would give a waiter at the conclusion of a meal or an event. Being decentralized, blockchain transactions are added to and approved in the network blockchain by anonymous miners or validators who are not associated with the blockchain network. Any transactional blockchain system is built on top of this fundamental principle. To validate transactions in a proof of work or POW system, miners must solve challenging mathematical puzzles in exchange for an Ethereum token reward. For miners to earn Ethereum tokens, there are two options available to them. For starters, you can earn Ethereum tokens by mining them and receiving payment in newly issued Ethereum tokens. Obtaining Ethereum as a charge from users for executing their transactions is the second method. It is estimated that about 3,000 decentralized applications, also known as dApps, are running on the Ethereum blockchain, all of which are aiming to have their transactions included alongside those of other Ethereum network users. However, there is a limit to the number of miners who can validate the transactions at any given time. Thus, miners are placed in a position where they must choose a specific amount of transactions to verify. In order to keep the energy cost of the miners as low as possible, it is not possible to validate all transactions concurrently. All of the unprocessed transactions are stored in something known as a mempool, which is a combination of memory and a pool of resources in the database. It is at this point that miners can choose which transactions they would like to verify. Additionally, users can pay a charge to the mempool in order to have their transactions prioritized on top of the normal gas fees. The fact that the gas fees swing occasionally is a source of frustration for customers who utilize it. Most of the time, when there are more users on a network, the gas fees go up. As a result, you are subjected to an unfair situation in which your gas fees increase without your knowledge or consent. The idea of gas was established in order to preserve a unique value layer that exclusively signals the consumption of gas in order to cover the cost of computing operations on the Ethereum blockchain. A separate unit for this reason makes it possible to distinguish between the actual value of cryptocurrency, ETH, and the computational cost of utilizing Ethereum's virtual machine, which is useful in practical applications, EVM. Instead of gasoline for your car, gas refers to transaction fees charged by the Ethereum network. Gas fees are payments made by the users to the Ethereum blockchain in order to compensate for the computer energy necessary to process and confirm transactions. The term gas limit refers to the maximum amount of gas, or energy, that you are willing to spend on a certain transaction in a given time period. In order to perform a transaction utilizing Ethereum or a smart contract, you must put in more effort, which increases the gas limit. Let's use a real-world example. Driving a real-world automobile for X miles may need Y gallons of fuel, and transferring X dollars from your bank account to a friend's credit card account may result in Y dollars in processing fees. When your car trip or financial transaction is performed, the utility value is represented by X, and the cost of conducting the operation is represented by Y. As an example, a contract or transaction on Ethereum may be worth 50 ETH, or X, and the gas price to perform this transaction at any given time may be, for example, 1 out of 100,000 ETH, depending on the time of day, or Y. To compensate them for their computing skills, Ethereum miners who are responsible for doing all of the critical functions of verifying and processing transactions on the network are paid a certain fee. Miners can choose to ignore such transactions if the gas price limit is set too low. This results in a price for gas that varies with supply and demand for computing power, which is priced in Ethereum. Let's now explain the Ethereum Virtual Machine, or EVM. Smart contracts that represent financial agreements such as options contracts, swaps, or coupon-paying bonds can be run on the EVM. It can also be used to place bets and wagers, complete employment contracts, operate as a trusted escrow for high-value purchases, and run a legitimate decentralized gambling facility. These are just a few examples of what smart contracts can do, and the potential for smart contracts to replace all kinds of legal, financial, and social agreements is exciting. ETH is the internal cryptocurrency of the Ethereum ecosystem, and it is used to settle outcomes of smart contracts executed within the protocol. ETH can be mined for and traded with Bitcoin or fiat currencies like the US dollar on cryptocurrency exchanges, and it can also be used to pay for computational efforts by nodes on its blockchain. Ethereum, on the other hand, is planning to switch to a proof-of-stake, or POS, blockchain in the near future. Miners would no longer exert computational power in this model, instead relying on a consensus model based on the number of coins held by each node. Let's wrap up with some key terms. First, gas limit. This is the amount of gas a user is willing to pay on a transaction. Users can adjust how much gas they want to spend for a transaction, but it should be noted that different network interactions will require a different minimum gas amount to complete. Second, base fee. It is the minimum amount of gas necessary to include a transaction on the Ethereum blockchain. The congestion level of the network usually dictates the base fee, and they are dynamically adjusted according to the number of users interacting with the network. Third, tip. These are additional fees users pay to the miners in order to prioritize their transactions. It gives an incentive for the miners to confirm the transactions of some users over others. Now that you know that, there's one final question that needs to be asked. Why do gas fees cost so much? In the last few years, the price of Ethereum has climbed dramatically, and because the gas tax is computed in Gwei, a lesser denomination of Ethereum, the gas fee rises in tandem with the price of Ethereum. Gas fees will climb when the price of Ethereum rises, owing to the cryptocurrency's popularity and DeFi, also known as decentralized finance. To summarize, gas fees may climb as the price of Ether climbs, as fees are tied to Ether. The basic fees rise in tandem with the network's user base. The Ethereum network's base fee will naturally rise as the number of decentralized apps grows to around 3,000. By greatly boosting the transaction processing capacity and eliminating miners, the migration to POS promises to put Ethereum fees in line with other market competitors. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. It really does help us out. But what did you think of today's video? Please let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, please drop us a like. As always, this is not financial advice, and we always suggest that you do your own due diligence before making any type of investment in cryptocurrency. Thanks so much, everyone, for taking the time and putting your trust in us. We look forward to speaking with you soon.